This is Inside Boulder News Special Report.
Hi, I'm Andrew Barth. This month on Inside Boulder News, we'll take a close look at how the City of Boulder plans for the future and cares for city properties in a special series on the city's capital improvements program. Maintaining the city's infrastructure of buildings and streets is a year-round process to keep them from falling into costly disrepair. In this series of special reports, Inside Boulder is taking an in-depth look at how Boulder's capital improvements program works and how the city determines when infrastructure upgrades should be made. To help make these decisions, the City of Boulder uses a 6-year plan for public physical improvements called the Capital Improvements Program. Over the next 4 weeks, Inside Boulder will visit some specific projects scheduled to be completed and others that are waiting for funding under the Capital Improvements Program. We'll look at some of the more visible projects, such as roads, parks, and water treatment plants, as well as the less visible projects that your tax dollars pay for to keep Boulder running smoothly every day. While projects like plant maintenance and upgrades, keeping city buildings and vehicles safe, and mitigating the floodplain largely occur out of the public eye, they are still necessary to keep the city safe and functioning at the level our community expects. Capital improvement projects are generally defined as any projects of $50,000 or more that require spending of public funds for the purchase, construction, or replacement of the city's physical assets. To help us learn more about the Capital Improvements Program and associated projects, we'll turn to Chris Meschuk of the city's Comprehensive Planning Division. Chris will be our guide, walking us through some basics about how the program works and helping us highlight several projects. Chris?
Thanks, Andrew. The city's annual Capital Improvements Program averages $20 million a year and includes funding from a variety of sources. For some departments, such as our utilities or the Boulder Municipal Airport, projects are funded through the fees charged to the users of the service. Others, such as open space and mountain parks, receive a specific portion of dedicated sales tax revenue. Still others receive funding through the general sales tax and fees of the city. Many departments also utilize grants or partnerships from federal and state agencies, which allows us to leverage our city funds better. The Capital Improvements Program is reviewed and updated annually and looks 6 years into the future so that the city is planning for and partnering on our improvements effectively. However, the list of needed projects far exceeds the funding available each year. To help decide what projects are funded, we use a set of overall guiding principles. Each department then uses a prioritization process that begins with its departmental master plan. In order to help stretch the city's dollar, projects that have grant or partner funding are a high priority. The list of prioritized projects is presented to the City Planning Board and City Council in July of each year for input and comment, and is then submitted to the City Council as part of the annual budgeting process in the fall. City staff have identified more than $300 million in planned projects that have no identified funding source. These unfunded projects remain on the capital improvements waiting list while the city focuses its resources on maintaining the existing infrastructure to make sure these taxpayer investments will last for years to come. Andrew, we have some great projects proposed. Over the next few weeks, we'll see several projects from the upcoming Capital Improvements Program around Boulder.
Thanks for that introduction to the process. Chris Meschuk is with the city's Comprehensive Planning Division. That's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Boulder News. Don't forget to join us at the same time over the next 3 Fridays as Chris takes us on a tour around town to see what projects are underway, what projects are slated for work soon, and what projects are on the list but will have to wait for another time. You can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. That's it for this special report of Inside Boulder News. I'm Andrew Barth. Stick around for more Inside Boulder right after this.